Okay guys, so I had that little intro video there just a minute ago, and I was talking a bit about equipment and so on, and how I made the decision after a lot of debate as to which to do first. You know, the Minuteman series or the Land Nav series. Now there's a gazillion videos on Land Nav out there already. But there's probably a few on the Minuteman stuff too. Okay. But I feel like I want to give you some of my perspectives of the warfighting kit, so that you could draw on that and put together your own personal stuff, right? Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having your own gear on hand, because that is how it worked in the beginnings of the United States. The guys were always ready. That's why they call it the Minuteman, because any minute they could just grab all their stuff, walk out the door, meet up with other men, and do what was necessary. Okay, and this is how we need to get back to that, because we are living in a very volatile country and a very volatile world right now, to where we need to have stuff ready. I know that all of us can't have gear lockers. I don't have a gear locker. I mean, I got a few rooms here with stuff which I really need to organize. I mean, I'm one of those guys that has stuff all over the place. I hate to say it, but that's just, you know, that's just the way I am right now. When I was younger, I was quite organized, but now it's just, as you can see here, I got stuff all over the place because I'm going in 10 different directions. But I'm going to start getting more focused on several different things, because I need to. One thing I wanted to talk about and give you a heads up is I'm going to give you today, before we get into the Minuteman series proper, I'm going to talk to you about camouflage. Okay, there's a million camouflage patterns out there. There's millions of them. So I've narrowed it down. Here, and these are just my recommendations. I mean, you can use whatever you want, okay? But some of these recommendations are based on me being less than a foot from somebody else and them not knowing I was there, okay? Less than a foot. I mean, they were right on me, practically peeing on me, you know. So I talked about the word camouflage in the end of the last video. Now I'm going to talk to you about colors. All right. So these are my picks. These are my picks. And one of these I don't have because I already got some of the other stuff. Right. But this spring, summer. Okay, spring, summer, you get so much green, right? So I've got spring, summer, and I've got autumn, winter here. In the past, I've talked extensively about, if you're really on a tight budget, you just can't do anything else, right? If you had to eliminate everything but one, I would go with coyote brown. Coyote brown. Not tan. Not desert tan. Coyote brown. There's a difference. If you gotta eliminate everything but one because you're on an extremely tight budget, I'd go with Coyote Brown. And what you need to do is for spring and summer, you need to be able to put stuff on it, on your body, okay, and on your kit that allows you to attach foliage, okay, give you some greenery. Now remember, when you look at a tree, right? Let's draw us a happy little tree. So here's that, and then we're going to draw us a happy little tree, right? Maybe my tree isn't as happy as somebody else's, but here's a happy little tree, right? Now, down here, we've got what? We got earth. Terra firma, right? And then we got the tree trunk. And then we got the leaves. So what do we got here? Color-wise. Let's think about it for one more second. Okay, so color-wise, we've got brown. Browns and dark browns, okay? Browns and earth. So all over the earth, we got what? We got dirt. We've got dirt. And this tree trunk, most tree trunks are what? Some shade of brown, generally. Of course, you know, we got our white birches and we got, you know, all that silver this and white birch, but the majority is some shade of brown, okay? And then up here on the color, your color spectrum, what do we got? We got green, right? So if you got to have Coyote Brown as your only camouflage, which is a good one even by itself without doctoring it up, then you need to sort yourself out to where you're like that tree. When you look at a tree, it's most of the greenery is on top. So if you add foliage to your kit and your person, and you add more greenery to the top, and you have Coyote Brown on the bottom, right? So then when you stand still and you put your legs together, right? Because you want to form a solid, you want to be like this tree, you want to be solid at the bottom, right? You want to be solid at the bottom. So you put your legs together. So these are your legs. There's your crotch right there, right? There's your crotch. But your legs are together. So you got a trunk. You see, are you following me yet? Okay. So what you want to avoid is you want to avoid your legs being spread out too much, because then you'll get what's called an inverted V. Okay, you get that. You don't want that. You don't want inverted V's as much as possible. It draws the eye. So you try to avoid those inverted V's with your arms and your legs as much as you can. And like I said, if you got Coyote Brown is all you can afford, you got one kit you can afford to put together, go all out on that one setup. Go all out on it. If that's all you can afford, make it a good one, okay? But just remember, more brown at the bottom, and then put your sparse leaves and stuff at the top. Don't go overboard on the greenery, because then you're going to draw attention to yourself. You want to go less is more concept. You won't want to look like a bush walking around, okay? You want to less is more concept. You want to have it sparse on your person. You want to break up your head, okay? So you can have a little 3D camouflage come over your head and your shoulder area. I've got a camouflage reversible green and brown military camouflage netting that I keep it here. I pin it to the top of my patrol pack, okay, and then I got it to where I could put it up and I could throw it over the back of my pack. All right, those are the little things that you got to think of. All of a sudden you want more. You're in a somewhat sparse area, but you need to blend in. You need to start looking more like a bush, more like a tree, you know. Then you can have a little bit of 3D camouflage, break up that image of that head over there, that bush hat. Okay, you got that bush hat on, and you don't, that's instantly recognizable because everybody knows it. There's some things that you recognize them right away. I mean, you see them right away because you're so familiar with that outline that, you zero in on that quick. Somebody's got their eagle eyes looking for you. Okay, you got to remember, it's going to be a trained soldier looking for you. Generally, it's not going to be Mary Jane, okay, or Joe Jim Bob. Okay, it's not going to be those people generally. Those people are going to be looking for Joe Jim Bob and Mary Jane. They're going to be in an LPOP looking for the regular soldier, one of the regulars. Okay, they're going to be looking for them. They're not going to be looking for you. But hopefully we'll get Joe Jim Bob and Mary Jane trained up. Some of these videos, and I know that there are other guys out there that are probably making videos too by now. They're probably well ahead of me on making videos about this stuff. But I think that, it really is called for. I mean, it's just getting crazier and crazier, and we definitely need to disseminate knowledge and to help those who haven't been there to get sorted out and be ready. You got to be ready now. You don't get ready when it happens. You got to get ready beforehand, because when the hammer drops, you got to be ready to roll. Right? We're going to come back in another video, because I just like to talk sometimes. I mean, I got a fairly boring life, to tell you the truth. Nowadays I'm so bored to tears. I gotta talk with somebody. Alright, well, I'm gonna shut this one down, and I will come back in another video, and then I'll talk about some of this other stuff I got going on. I know it all looks like the same stuff to you, but there are some different things laying around here in this mess. And I got some other things over here too, so we'll come back and talk about those. And I got a couple of things here on the floor in front of me too. Man, you didn't even see all that coming, did you? Alright, I'll see you there.